told his own government. So 3,000 guns, legendary, up when they wouldn't even 7. She'd grown so close. Windport. Pack got trapped at Dan 6'2". Masako, used blinded man who planned Pearl Harbor didn't actually want the war. Admiral Yamamoto had studied at Harvard, lived in America. He knew its factories, its oil, its sheer size. He told his own government, flat out, we might win for a year, maybe 2, then we lose. They ordered him to attack anyway. He did it brilliantly. Then, in 1943, American codebreakers tracked his flight and shot him down. The man who feared this war never saw how it ended. What would you do with 3,000 men against 25,000? That's the spot Oda Nobunaga was in back in 1560. A nobody warlord about to get crushed by the powerful Imagawa Yoshimoto. So he gambled everything. He used a sudden storm to sneak his tiny army through the hills, then smashed into the enemy camp mid-celebration, and personally had Yoshimoto's head taken. Overnight, a nobody became Japan's most feared name. So, still think you'd wait it out. Japan's most feared cavalry rode into battle already sure they'd won. It's 1575 Nagashino. Nobunaga lines up 3,000 gunners behind wooden fences, firing in rotation so the guns never stop. Wave after wave of samurai fall in minutes. One afternoon, and gunpowder ends a legendary bloodline for good. One of these 2 men wasn't planning to show up on time. It's 1612, Ganryu Island, Musashi versus swordsman Sasaki Kojiro in Japan's most legendary duel. Kojiro arrived early, blade drawn, furious. Musashi showed up hours late, armed with only a wooden oar carved on the way over. One strike ended it, and only one name survived as a legend. This guy ended a civil war without throwing a single punch. Sakamoto Ryoma was a nobody, a fugitive samurai who got 2 clans to team up when they wouldn't even speak. His plan convinced the shogun to hand back power peacefully. No war. Then assassins killed him weeks later in Kyoto. His plan went through exactly as he'd designed it. Okay, so imagine being handed 260 years of absolute power and just giving it back. That's exactly what happened in 1867. The last shogun, Yoshinobu, watched civil war brewing, and instead of fighting to keep his family's dynasty, he walked into Nijo Castle and quietly resigned. No war, no bloodshed. He spent his final decades just cycling around Tokyo. A monk almost became emperor of Japan. Empress Koken ruled twice in the 8th century, and by her second reign, she'd grown so close to a monk named Dokyo, she reportedly wanted him on the throne. Terrified nobles faked a divine oracle claiming the gods said no. Dokyo lost everything, and Japan rewrote the rules so it never happened again. Tokyo's wide streets aren't genius planning. They're scars. Legend says a temple burned a cursed kimono in 1657, and the flames got loose. Wind turned Edo into an inferno. 3 days later, over 100,000 people were dead. The shogun's castle was gone. Tokugawa rebuilt smarter. Fire breaks, bridges, wider roads. That genius plan? Born from a burning coat. This guy started as nobody special, a provincial samurai. But get this, Taira no Kiyomori clawed his way into the imperial court, packed it with relatives, married his daughter into the royal family. Her son became emperor, making Kiyomori grandfather to the ruler of Japan. And that triumph? It's what set off the bloody war that wiped his family out. A grandmother once carried a secret into the sea, and it drowned an empire. In 1185, the Taira clan's fleet got trapped at Dan no Ura, the tides turning hard against them. Capture was certain, so the child emperor's own grandmother scooped him up, just 7 years old, and jumped into the waves. That one leap ended a dynasty. In 1581, Japan's most powerful warlord made an African man his samurai. His name was Yasuke, nearly 6'2", arrived as a missionary's bodyguard, and Oda Nobunaga couldn't stop staring. He gave him land, a title, a stipend. Then Nobunaga's castle burned, and Yasuke grabbed his blade to defend him till the very end. Japan's first shogun died, so his widow shaved her head and became a quiet Buddhist nun. Right? Wrong. Hojo Masako used that religious status to grab total control of the shogunate, crushing rivals, exiling enemies, even ordering her own son's rivals killed. They called her the Nun Shogun. For decades, nobody in Japan outranked her. Date Masamune was one of Japan's most feared warlords, but here's the twist: he never conquered the north. Blinded in one eye by smallpox as a kid, he built a legend as the One-Eyed Dragon anyway. His real gamble was bigger. He sent a samurai across the Pacific, chasing an alliance with Spain all the way to Rome.